Hello, this is James Beers, and welcome to my presentation on how to publish in CreateSpace for the LDS Beta Readers online writing conference. This is not scripted, so there might be a lot of paralanguage in my presentation, but I hope you find this useful. I actually just published a book through CreateSpace at the end of 2016, so I'm going to run you through the process I went through to get my book published. However, I'm not going to run you through on how to format your book or getting your book cover ready. Those can be some presentations for another time. One thing to note, CreateSpace does have some guidance on how to format both your book and your cover. There are some useful guides, or templates I should say, on CreateSpace for creating your book cover in Photoshop, and you can probably use them for GIMP or any other free photo software you can find online. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into showing you how to publish here on CreateSpace. First thing you're going to want to do is create an account. It's free. Just go ahead and sign up. Put your email address in and a password. I've already done that, of course. So I'm just going to go ahead and get on here. If I can remember my password. Okay, so you can see when you sign in, if you already have an account, it will start out with your dashboard. You can see here's mine. It's the title that I published this last year. So we're going to go ahead and add a new title. So the name of your project, this is the title of your book. Go ahead and type that in. Mine is Retribution. It's I actually have already published it as an ebook, but I'm putting it on here for paperback. You can do these other things. I've never done the audio CD or a DVD or video download, so we're not going to go through that. So click on what you're going to make, and then right here there's two options: expert or guided. Expert, if you've done this a number of times, you can go through this and it will skip some of the things, skip a bunch of things so you don't have to go through them if you've done a number of times. But I recommend just going through the guided one. It'll go step by step and you won't get confused and you won't have a problem. Well, hopefully you won't get confused. If you do, just review what I've showed here on this presentation. So let's go ahead and do the guided. Alright, so the title is Retribution. I do not have a subtitle. So the primary author, that's me. I'm not going to put Mr. I guess if you were a doctor or something else, you could put Sir, a knight or whatever. You can put that in there, but I'm just going to put my name in here. It's my middle initial I use, and my last name. So this is I don't have any other contributors, so I don't have to add anything else. If it were a part of a series, you could click this. It's not part of a series. There's another useful thing here, and you see this on a lot of websites that you have to do something on. You're trying to fill out a form or whatever. You got these little hints right here. So this edition number. Since this is the first time I have published this book, this is edition number 1. Okay, so you can, if you have any questions, you can click those. They're useful. CreateSpace is pretty easy to use. So edition number 1, language is English. Publication date will be to today. So what is today? February. What is today? 22. 2017. Maybe you just click on that a little bit. Okay, so you could put on here a publication date that's in the future, and I'll publish it on that day. So I've got all that filled out. You might want to just go back and check. Got the title, got my name down here. This is authored by me. Not a series, edition 1 English. Publication date's right. So we're going to save and continue. Alright, now here every book has an ISBN. It's an identification number that libraries use, bookstores use to identify your book. So it's unique to your book. There are a number of ways you can do this. If this is your first book, you go ahead and use a ISBN that's created by CreateSpace. If you're publishing a lot of books, you might consider getting an ISBN through Boker. They tend to be a little expensive, but that ISBN will be yours. I'm not gonna get one from Boker. I may consider that in the future. And there are a number of places online where you can go to find learn about the advantages and disadvantages of getting an ISBN through CreateSpace or one through Boker. But we're going to go ahead here and just get a free one from CreateSpace. So I click on that. Now remember, once this ISBN is created, and they'll give you a warning here, as you can see, it can't be changed. So it's stuck with this book. And if you want to publish it some other time somewhere else, you can get another ISBN. It's not a problem. So we're going to go ahead here and assign a free ISBN. Alright, now you might want to copy these down. Well, you're going to have to copy these down because at this point you've already formatted your book, which I've done. Copy these numbers down and enter them into your book. So I'm going to go ahead and copy these down and enter them into my book right off the hand. So, bear with me a second here. I'm on the other screen, that's why you can't see me. But I'm putting them in my formatted book. God, where in the world is it? Alright, there we go. Now I formatted my book on with Adobe InDesign. I really like this program, but it is expensive. Well, somewhat expensive. I actually have a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud, and I pay, I don't know, 20 or 30, like $30 a month for a number of different things. So I also did my book cover in Photoshop. So I really like those programs, and I've learned how to use them. There is somewhat of a learning curve, but it's not too bad. And they make it real easy. You can use other programs. You can still format your book in Word or Scrivener or other word processing programs, because you're gonna be uploading a PDF when the time comes. Well, we'll get to that point here shortly. So I've copied these ISBNs. In fact, I might just actually go do a screenshot just so that I have them. I can't remember if I know they sent them to you. It's been a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and copy these, or print screen them. Like I said, this isn't scripted, so bear with me as I go through this, and I'm hoping you find this useful here. So we've done that. We're going to continue. Now we're talking about the interior type. So if inside your book you have any graphics that are color, you will want to do full color. Now if you do color, it's more expensive. I just have always done black and white, It's not a big, it looks good. I think CreateSpace does a pretty good job. But let's see here also. So I've got my interior type at black and white. My paper color is black and white as well. Or excuse me, not black and white. The paper is just white. You can do cream. I've never done cream. I've just done the white color. So now you want to choose the size. Now this is important when you format your book. Make sure you're formatting it in the size that you want your book to be printed. Now, when you start doing this, like I said, CreateSpace has some guidelines on how to format your book, and they'll teach you about bleed and slug and other things that are important for formatting that book and making sure you're not getting anything cut off when they actually print the book and cut it to size. So I did mine in let's see here, where is it? 5 1/4 inches by 8 inches. So that's the size of my book, and that includes everything you need when it comes to cutting the book in its final form. Okay, so now that I've set that, I am going to, oh look, I didn't see, I have not used this here before, so you might find this useful. You can actually has a template for a book of that size. So if you're going to use Word, you can probably get one of these templates and give it a whirl. I don't know if that's the case. Like I said, I didn't use Word. I used InDesign, which I think is way better than Word. Word and I have a rocky relationship, and we've had that for many years. Anyway, so now that I've got these things checked, the black and white of my print, the white paper, and the size of my book, I'm going to go ahead and upload my book file. But first I guess I better create the book file, because I had to copy and paste in those ISBNs. So give me a second, bear with me while I go ahead and save this as a PDF. Again, I'm over here in what's this called? InDesign. So I am exporting it as a PDF right now. It should take just a little while. And then oh, looks like it is coming up right now. Retribution. Oh, here it is. So I took it off my screen. We'll go back to this, but this is my book formatted. It's all ready to go. Okay, we'll go ahead and minimize that. Let's upload my book file. Now you can do this too. You can see you can get some professional help with this, but it is it's expensive. It's like $200 at the low end. I just do this by myself, and this tutorial I'm giving you will help you get through this process. So you shouldn't have to get any professional help to put your book together. So I'll upload my book file. Let's browse it here. Looks like you can do looks like there are several forms you can use. I just use a PDF. So you can use a PDF, the old Word document type of file, the newer one with the X at the end. This is sometimes a pain in the rear end if you have older programs. And I never use this type of file, RTF. So if you know anything about that, go for it. But if not, I just stick with these other ones. So let's browse here. Find my document. Okay, here we are. All right. So this here explains a little bit about the bleed. So let's go ahead and look at this. I don't know if I remember this. Bleed refers to how images are positioned within the book. If you do not want a margin around the outside edge of each page with an image, you'll need to format your images with extra variants and select the bleed option. Make sure that all images extend at least, I believe that's 1/8 of an inch from each top, bottom, and outer edge beyond the final trim size. And when you do your formatting, like I said, CreateSpace has some guidelines that will help you figure this out. So I have already done the this, so I believe this is the one I check. But there is a place that we're going to see here shortly, where you will get to review your book before you actually give it the go. So it does take a little while. It seemed like with my collection of short stories, An Act for Embarrassment, which is one I published, it's 200 pages, and it does seem like it took a little while. So we might be here for a few minutes while it's uploading. In the meantime, I wish I could let you ask me questions, but I'm not recording this live. You feel free to email me with any questions once you actually get into this CreateSpace, if that's what you're going to do. My email address is, I'll give you my personal email address. It is runawaybear@hotmail.com. Again, that's runawaybear@hotmail.com. Bear as in grizzly bear. That actually is the title of the first story I ever wrote when I was 8 years old, was Runaway Bear. And I still have it, the original, written down in a spiral notebook. So this is like, let's see, it's over 30 years ago that I wrote this story. Looks like we're getting a little closer to getting this thing all uploaded so we can move on. While we're waiting, why don't I show you my book cover. Let's see if I open it up here. I made this by myself. Oh, looks like it's already launched, but while we're waiting, let's see. You get an idea of what. So this is my book cover. There's a right here about where my cursor is where it's going to fold, and because it's about let's see, how long is it? 50 pages, 60 pages. There'll be a little flat edge right here, but it'll fold around. This is the front, and this here's the back with the description. And you have to make sure you keep. There's a spot right here that they reserve for the barcode, so you got to make sure that stays open. And again, they'll tell you that when you get into formatting your book cover. Alright, so now that it's uploaded, I've got the upload, excuse me, the upload has been received. We want to launch this interior reviewer. So we want to see what it looks like. Oh, wait, here, look, here are some links on a step-by-step guide to formatting your book's interior. If you want to know where to find the book cover templates, just click right here and type in book cover templates and go look for it, and it'll come right up. We're going to launch the interior reviewer to look at how the book looks from inside. Now this is pretty much what your book is going to look like when it's printed out. So again, CreateSpace, I don't know if I said this, and you probably all know this, but this is a print-on-demand service. So you're not going to get any, you won't get any inventory, book inventory, unless you actually order a bunch of books and sell them from your home. So let's go ahead and launch this. Alright, there's the first title page. Okay, here's a page that, what is this? Oh, okay. Well, I've never seen that before. Looks like if you do have some images on inside your book, if they're at a low DPI, dots per inch, they may send out a warning because it might be a little fuzzy if it shows up. I'm not going to worry about that right at the moment. It looks alright. Looks alright to me. Okay, so here's the main title page with my name on it. Looks like everything's good. Here's a copyright page. On this here, I put on, you don't have to do this. This is how I format my copyright page. I put on the ISBN numbers and my dedication page for Edgar Allan Poe, that is. As Retribution is this mild suspense thriller story. Okay, there's the contents. And here's the, I believe this is the last title page, and here's where the story starts. So we've got the title, and this is the actual text, and then down here we have some page numbers. Just want to make sure those are looking right. Okay, so here's my page numbers up on the upper right hand corner. This is the name of the book. This is my name. This is how I formatted it. So it looks to me like it's fitting where I want it. I could scoot this down a little further because it seems like there's a lot of space right here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna run through all these pages really quickly so that I don't miss anything. But this, you're gonna want to do this when you first publish your book. This is important. You want to make sure that everything looks right, that page numbers are correct. Now you don't have to, of course, you can format this almost any way under the sun, so the possibilities are endless. This is just how I did it. And I kind of followed some books that, you know, just books that are already published. So this story, I think, is the total number of pages. Now remember this is important when you're setting up your book cover, because you have to enter the number of pages on your book cover, or excuse me, in your book when you make the book cover template. So this one was 56 pages, and I entered it in there, and it gave me the template I need to make my book cover. So you're going to need to know how many pages are in your document. Alright, so that's the last one. So this is 36, but it doesn't include all the pages like afterwards, the blank pages before. Alright, I have an acknowledgement page. Also, I have an about the author. And then I have my wife and my son actually make a about the author according to them. I just added that for fun, but it looks like that everything looks good. I could probably add another page here, but I'm not going to worry about it. So that looks good. We're going to go ahead and save and continue. Sorry, my phone's ringing. Okay, now if it didn't look good when you went through that interior reviewer, you can always upload a different file right here, and fix your format however you need to, and upload it again, and then go through this process again. So it does say I have that one issue, which was just with that title on my Also by James Beers page. I'm not going to worry about it. There will be another chance to review the book, and we'll talk about that here shortly. It won't be now. It actually goes to CreateSpace, and they will send you a proof, which you can look at, and if there's something there that's wrong, go ahead and fix it and upload again. You have to start the process over a little bit, but you want to make sure you're giving it your best product to the publisher, to CreateSpace. So I'm going to go ahead and ignore the issues and continue. Alright, so now we're going to get to the cover. I have not done the matte cover, so I don't know what that looks like. I have just stayed with sort of the traditional glossy cover. So go ahead and select whichever one you want. And when you get down here, you're going to go ahead and upload a print ready PDF cover. So here we go. I'm going to upload it. Here's my cover file, and this is what my cover looks like. Alright, it's there, it's ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and push save. Now again, this might take a little while. Oh, looks like it's pretty quick. Well, maybe not. We'll see. See, I published my other book at the end of December, so it's been almost 2 months exactly. And I don't remember all the exact parts of each step. But it's not hard. After you do it the first time, it's pretty easy. So let's see here how long this is going to take. Again, I showed you what it looks like. This is what it'll look like. Then they'll have that little barcode right here. And I actually did the cover for this. And you can pay somebody to do your cover, and I recommend making sure your cover looks. This is you probably heard the saying, "Never judge a book by its cover." Well, we do. We always judge a book by its. Well, I don't know about always, but we often judge a book by its cover. So this is like your lure for fishing. To catch the fish, this is how you do it with your cover. Okay, looks like it's uploaded. We're going to go ahead and continue. If you didn't, again, to give you another chance to make any changes if you need to. So I'm going to go ahead and continue with that. Alright, so now we have it's all set up as far as the book itself, but there's still some other things to set up, like pricing. And so let's go ahead and go to the next step. So I'm submitting these files for review. Now they will go to oh no, here it tells you what's going to happen. So these go into CreateSpace. One of the people who work at CreateSpace will actually go through your file, your book file and your cover file, and make sure everything looks good. And they'll do it within 24 hours. And they're pretty good about that. I did probably about 3 or 4 different updates. I found some minor typos, and then there was a problem with my cover fitting right in the review after they sent it back to me within 24 hours. So I made a few updates, and then the downside of that is you have to go through the 24-hour process again. But again, you only want to put out your best stuff. So it's nice that they give you several chances to double check things. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue. They've told us that they'll get it back to us within 24 hours. So we're going to continue. Standard distribution. Let's see here. Yeah, you're going to... Okay, so these are all selected. Amazon, of course, because CreateSpace is an Amazon company. Amazon Europe, and then CreateSpace. Expanded distribution is free. So I'm going to select academic, so libraries and academic institutions can find this book, and you can also find it on CreateSpace Direct, and you can find out what that is just by clicking here. You can't do this yet, bookstores and online retailers, until you choose this BZAC code, which I have actually no idea what it means. I just did it because I figured if I want bookstores and online retailers to find it, then I better do it. So we're going to go ahead and go through that process. Okay, so here's your description. I already have one made. Let's see if I can find it. Bear with me as I get this found. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, we're just gonna nope, can't copy it there. Okay, copy. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. This is a black, or this is a back blurb on my book. Okay, BISAC category. So let's just find out what BISAC stands for. Book industry standards and communications categories are used by the book selling industry to help identify and group books by their subject matter. Choose the BISAC category that best fits your book. Okay, so this is really the genre selection. Okay, so go ahead and choose one. Ooh, there's probably all kinds of things. This is a suspense. Let's see if they got it. Oh, they don't really have it. Let's find out. Where did I find this? My other one was humor, which I found under... God, where did I find it? I think I found it under fiction. Let's see what's under fiction here. Yeah, I had humorous. See, I put it right there. This one is going to be suspense. So we're going to go ahead and put suspense in there. And we're going to choose that category. Alright, so English, country of publication, United States. It'll depend on where you're at. Search keywords. Oh, this is extremely important. And you know, I haven't actually picked any search keywords for this. This is something you're going to want to do a little bit of research on. So, because you want to pick keywords that are going to get you the highest results in any searches for those types of books. So, I'm going to go ahead and enter a couple of things. Now you can change these as well. You'll be able to change these here in the future. You can toy with them. That's a nice thing about doing this. You can toy with them to see which keywords work better for you, which ones are selling better for you, which ones are getting you up on those search engines a lot higher. So I'm just going to put in a couple things here. And you can have, I think it's up to 7 phrases. So, those are just some keywords that have to do with my book. It's a novelette. It's about a grave robber, and actually it's based on true historical, story, history from Utah. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. It does not contain adult content. Let's just go ahead and look and see what that means. If the content you provide for your product's detail page is not suitable for minors under the age of 18, your product may be suppressed from some search, browse, and merchandising results to protect customers from inappropriate conduct. So I don't have anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to click that. I don't need large print. So go ahead and save and continue. Alright, and that is it. That is the whole process for publishing your book with print on demand. Now you can, well, first off, let me just say this. Giving you another warning here, they're just letting you know that they're going to be reviewing your book. And again, it takes 24 hours, so I'll see this sometime tomorrow. And but if you wanted to publish your book on Kindle as an ebook, you'll have to wait for the review of your book to be completed by CreateSpace. But once that's done, you can actually publish the book as an ebook as well. I haven't done that because I have published my books through a different ebook retailer. Well, not a retailer, but it's a company that distributes the book to different retailers. So I don't publish the ebook through CreateSpace. So basically, that is it for your for publishing on CreateSpace. It's pretty easy, doesn't take a lot of time, and it's it's free. They give you a good product. I'll probably jump back on tomorrow after I get this review and go through that process with you, so you see that as well. But for now, over and out.